You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? My bad. I'm over here looking for my chat. I can't find the chat. Is that it? There we go. I found the chat. I worked through a third-party eCam. And shit, I could not find the chat until now. What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. How y'all doing? Oh, Aries, you made it live today. What's up? What's up, YouTube subscriber Benjamin Snow? Blackman Bang, C. Vesey. Yes. We are here. And we about to just do a light review of the year. Talk about some predictions from last year. You know, what went right, what went wrong. What went left, what went right. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to do a prediction show for next year. I'm going to break it up. I'm going to give some hints at what's coming next year. But for the most part, we're going to stick to this past year. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is for entertainment purposes only. You know, we just having a little bit of fun, reading some playing cards. Those of you new to this channel, I got a lot of new subscribers over the last couple months from the documentary, and just know that what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to go to DewanB.com. You dig? Go to my website. You got my documentary right there. It's also my YouTube channel right at the top. My documentary short. We got the shop that's open right now. The t-shirts, the Black American Music Family Tree t-shirts. We got the Outcast, Arsenio, the Godfather, my drum sample packs. All the world of Dewan Brown is all up in here. Get the Black American Music Family Tree poster and canvas. All that stuff. And then what you're going to do from there is you're going to flip over to the business side. Go to breakthroughcards.com for your own reading, and you're going to book a reading. First time reading, type in the product code FIRST for 15% off your first reading, hour-long reading. Get a 30-minute reading. It's about that time of year, top of the year. You do want your year read. It's a way to help you, you know what I mean, look at the pitfalls and the things coming your way over the next year, you know? So get your reading and all that shit. Get that out the way, and let's get going, all right? What's up, Lady Techniques? What's up, Dre Day? I appreciate that. We got a lot of music history coming your way. I'm working on episode 2 and 3 right now of my documentary series. It's on gospel. We about to get into the gospel. Jesus, 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 Jesus. We about to get into the gospel. Also, what you can do, I know it's been Christmas time and shit, but spread a little holiday cheer for the documentary. We're working on episode 2 right now. The goal is to get to cross $10,000 by the end of the year. Can't we do it? Go to the GoFundMe right now and help protect and preserve music history. I just put the link in the chat room. We're still raising. We're working on episodes 2 and 3 right now. All right. So y'all know me. I got a whole lot of shit going on. I always got something going on. I'm also working on, y'all asked me before, I'm working on a music history course. I already have that curriculum I already have put together. I'm putting it down on wax right now. So by MLK weekend, we should have my music history course up and ready to get going. All right. I have at least the first 3 or 4 lessons up for y'all by MLK weekend. All right. This nigga said Tyrese had a freakum dress on. The first episode of the documentary is free. Evidence right here on the YouTube channel. I gave you guys the first part of the documentary for free, so you can see what I'm doing. So you see what I'm working with. So you can see what's going on. But we about to let's review the last year. What's been going on this past year? This last year has been a motherfucker, isn't it? What was my theme for the year going into last year? What did I say? I said 2023 is going to, for the most part, overall, be the year of exposure. People getting exposed. People we thought was one way being exposed is something different. Press the number 1 if you remember me talking about that all year long. This is the year of exposure. This is the year people that we thought was cool finding out they ain't cool, finding out people's true intentions. You know, people come at you one direction with something. And this year, we have been seeing people left and right that we thought was one way come out to be actually a little bit something different. How many of y'all no longer fuck with somebody you was fucking with this time last year that you didn't think you wouldn't be? I have a few people in my life that this time last year, shit was all good. Now, I walk right past them like I never knew them. Should be like 2 passing trains in the night. You know? Yep. It's certain people that this time last year it was all good. There's other people who this time last year it wasn't all good, but we were still kind of around each other. But now just kind of like, see you want to see you. I also said this past year was also find your tribe season. See, you got to get rid of things. All things work out for the good if you're open to the process. And because part of the reason why you've seen a lot of things splitting up and breaking up and you not being around people you once were around is because it's time to find your own tribe. And that's another thing I said in last year's card reading show about finding your own tribe. You got rid of people in the past, but only to find new people in the present. Go back to when I said that. Let's go back to when I said that. United States, I did back in June. I told y'all back then, when we get towards April, May, you're going to start to see a more reunification of people. 7 of Hearts, you're going to start. This is the find your tribe type year. You're going to start to see people come together, and you're going to start to see people leave tribes that weren't working for them. You're going to find new family this year, people. That was what we talked about last year. This time last year. That was a show this time last year where that's one of the areas that I really wanted to emphasize last year, and it really, I don't know about for y'all, but I can definitely say that it's been like that for me. There were groups that I was a part of 2022, 2021, 2019 that have since dissolved. And the crew I'm around now, the team that I'm around now is much more constructive. It's less contentious. It's less egotistical. Or actually no ego, really. It's just people with a shared interest coming together and making shit happen. That's how this year's been for me. People I never would have, I didn't even see on the horizon this time last year. Some people I just met earlier this year. We're like teammates now. So a lot of times, that's why I say, don't worry, don't fret, That's also why I emphasize and preach it's not about good or bad. Good and bad, good and bad is relative. You have positive and you have negative. That positive and negative are facts. But whether it's good or bad, that's relative. And what may start out good can turn out bad. And what may start out bad can turn out good. Like when you when you losing long-term friends, or you're not so much around a comfortable crew of people, that it usually it feels kind of bad. Either you feel bad, or the energy of the environment feels bad, and you may not have no real issues with any individual, but the environment feels like just something about this ain't right, and you get a headache when you're thinking about, in the moment. That's not a good feeling. That shit don't feel good. It don't feel good to not be around people that you're comfortable being around, and you don't quite know what changed, but you just feel it. You feel there's been a shift. Or sometimes you know exactly what changed. That motherfucker did something shady and you ain't down with it no more. Either way it goes. Sometimes things shift without us really being aware that they shifted. We just feel a certain way. Or sometimes things happen in such a blunt way, it's like you can't feel the same way about the situation. Either way it go, that does not feel good. But it's like God got a way, the universe got a way of, making shit happen to open you up for the next chain of events in your life. And without those shifts, we can't open up to what's next. So, although in the moment it may feel a certain way, overall, you end up somewhere where you needed to be. So that's part of the reason why it's been such a mass exposure this year. We've been following people or ideas or whatever that have been comfortable for us. That hell, usually the ideas and people that we follow, it's not that we're following this shit for no goddamn reason. It's not that. We're following this shit for good reason, We're up on this shit for good reason. Like, we're not crazy. But the reason you may follow someone or listen to somebody or be on a certain modality of thought is because that's where you need to be for that time of your life. Like back when I used to go to church. Hell, I needed church in the 90s when I was younger. That introduced me to spirituality. You know what I mean? I got a lot of spiritual foundation in the church in the 90s. By the 2000s, the church started serving me less. And it kind of felt funny being around there. And I'm not talking shit about people who we all got to go on our own journey. But I was still going to the church in the 2000s, but it didn't quite rock with me the same way it rocked with me in the 90s. And then when I finally left the church completely, 2012, 2013, it was a funny feeling. Although I was more than happy to go, now I don't know where, it's like, now it's like, okay, I'm done with that. But where do I go next? How many of y'all hit me up in the chat room if you used to be a regular in church? Let me put my preaching music on. How many of y'all were regulars in church? That's one of the things when you grow up in church, although you may not go anymore or feel a certain way, when they hit you with all that shit at a young age that, this is what's going to protect you, and, hell is if you backslide, you can go to hell. I never all the way bought into the hell thing. And by the time I was a teenager, I was like, ain't no fucking hell. But you still be thinking it's some fucking consequence, man. So leaving church could be a scary thing. Although it's bullshit. And it did service you for a certain time of your life. But you own to something different. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Linus? Oh, Shad, you say you're a preacher's daughter? So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You was taught it was one thing, but then now you're at somewhere. And even to those who stay in the church, you realize that it's not what you was taught, but you may be growing a different point of view on the church. You know what I mean? That's scary. That's scary. So I remember when I was leaving the church 2012, 2013, it was new. It was different. It was like, I'm happy to have my Sundays so I can watch football, but when times get tough, what do I believe in? Back in the old days, I would say, Jesus this and Jesus that. But now I don't necessarily feel the same way, but I don't quite know what to believe now. And then I jumped off into, different stuff. You started looking at metaphysics, started looking at, different areas of spirituality. Then you grow, and then you get into something new, something that works for you at the current time you live in. I found, a lot of things, a lot of different modalities of thought. I held on to the parts of Christianity that made sense. You dig? I held on to the parts that made sense. I let the other shit go and filled in the spaces where I filled them in. And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. Because most of y'all niggas know y'all would not have been listening to somebody read cards 10 years ago, just like me. I ain't the only one. Yeah, most of y'all wouldn't have been listening to no card reading either. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. This fool say I'd rather pray to Raiden. But that's the thing. But that scary moment, that scary time in your life where you're leaving something familiar before you found your footing into something new is a nerve-wracking, tough time in your life. But when you find a new modality of thought and a way of being that works for you now, it takes you into a bigger arena. It opens you up to more possibilities. It keeps you happy for the present. It keeps you getting more out the present when you learn presence. When you grow into something different, when you leave one set of friends and get a new set of friends. It'd be weird leaving your set of friends, man. That shit is nerve-wracking. But you get into something new. And that new thing you're into is helping you get through the problems you got to get through now and today. You know what I mean? So that's where we are with it, So this year, that's what this year has been about. Finding out and exposing who is who. It's people, it's YouTube channels who this time last year, man, I couldn't miss an episode. Now I don't necessarily listen to them anymore. I'm sure it's a lot of people who this time last year listened to me and now they don't listen to me no more. They on something else. And that's fine. Everybody, we grow, we change. And growth doesn't necessarily mean what you did in the past was bad. It's just that now you're into something new. And this, like for me this time last year, I used to consume a lot of media. I consumed a lot of information regarding race. I consumed a lot of, political stuff. World. 2 years ago, I was really into world and current affairs. I kind of dropped a lot of that world of current affairs stuff. You know, then this past year, I kind of got a lot of my news information. This past year, I had to really back off what was going on in the news because nothing else that I said last year in the year review. I said it's going to be a lot of death and doom in the news this year. That's one thing I said in my last year's card reading. It's going to be a lot of death, doom, and gloom in the media. And boy, wasn't it. Blood in the water, blood on the leaves, blood on the papers, blood every goddamn where. So I had like all this shit. I had to back off on like a lot of my media consuming a lot of my race stuff. Because you see a lot of stuff that's going on with immigration. What's going on with the people in Chicago having to deal with those immigrants and their resources being taken. And a lot of you guys, that's just a lot to bear. You know what I mean? It's just a lot that's a lot. That's a lot to consume every day. So me personally, I had to back off on a lot of my news and information stuff. But what has that brought me? It brought me more focus onto my documentary. I was able to finally put my documentary out. I produced 10 shows last year. This time last year, I was asking you guys in the chat room, would you guys come out if I produced another comedy show? Remember y'all chat room when I was asking y'all that? I was like, would y'all come out if I do a show? Because I hadn't done a show in over 10 years. When I put my foot down this past year and said, you know what, I'm going to start doing shows again. Nigga, I ended up doing 10 shows, 8 comedy, 2 music. Most of the shows was packed out. I produced my first show out of town when I produced it in Dallas. So on one hand, I got out of consuming as much media and information, and I got into living my dreams and living my life. Sometimes we can get caught up into information porn. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with consuming. There's nothing wrong with consuming what you consume. But you got to spend time for yourself and dedicating time for yourself for your own personal goals and aspirations. You gotta give yourself time. You gotta give yourself time to grow and give yourself a chance. Hey, I appreciate y'all, Benjamin Snow, Sandra, for coming out to the shows. Yeah. That's, you gotta give yourself that time. And the same with spirituality. A lot of us can get stuck into spiritual porn, where it just becomes, okay, I'm going to listen to this tarot reader. I'm going to listen to that person that does divination. I'm going to listen to this metaphysical show. I'm going to listen to that YouTube's witches podcast or whatever. And we don't get up to the point where we get up and use it. Spirituality is cool, but if you ain't using it, what good is it? So we go through different ebbs and phases and flows in our lives, and you got to roll with it. Got to roll with it. This past year in review, we talked about transportation issues. I said it's going to be a lot of transportation issues, a lot of shutdowns. We see that Southwest has had the biggest settlement in history for their shutdown of their plane system. A lot of logistical issues. You see what's going on right now over in the Red Sea. There's a lot of war action going on off the coast of Yemen, diverting transportation ships all the way around the Horn of Africa instead of through the sea to transport goods. We had that issue that blocked the Suez Canal earlier this year. It's been a lot going on over there in that side of the world. 15% of the world's trade's been plugged up throughout the year because of different instances. We said last year that people aren't going to they're going to start seeing more through the media bullshit. That's another thing we talked about last year. And look at this from Gallup poll. Trust in media is going down, 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 down. All the way down. It's happening. We are going into a new day. Matter of fact, we are in a new day. We talked about last year labor disputes. Oh my God, 2023 was the year of the labor dispute, wasn't it? You had teachers union strikes, police union strikes. You had the SAG-AFTRA strike, the writers strike. UPS avoided a strike. I mean, goddamn, it was more strikes than the Dodgers of a Major League World Series game. Dodgers be good all goddamn year until it come time for the playoffs. Then now all of a sudden, them motherfuckers are swinging and missing. Well, that's how the year's been for the most part. Strikes, strikes, strikes on top of strikes. And for the most part, the people have been winning. The actors won on their strike. The writers won and got what they wanted. A lot of the teachers got what they wanted out of their strikes. For the most part, the strikes have been beneficial to the labor force. But we talked about all this stuff last year and throughout the year. And it's been coming true. The 7 of Hearts year. Strike, strike, strike. On top of strike. On top of strike. On top of strike. We saw this past year, for the first time in history, a Speaker of the House get ousted from Congress. We saw Donald Trump get indicted again. We saw the possibility of even Biden being impeached. We saw Biden's son, the dealings coming out with him and his relationship to foreign governments and drugs. And again, this is just for entertainment purposes only. We've seen, you said Willy Wonka did more the first week than Marvel? Wow, I didn't know that. We also saw a submarine go down into the deeps of the water, way down in the water deep. A submarine crushed a monkey's feet. Them motherfuckers went down in a submarine and got crushed like a soda can. Why would you want to go 12,000 feet down to see a fucking graveyard? A tragedy like the sinking of the Titanic. The worst day in all those people's lives. Why would you want to go see that? Well, them white boys went down to go see what went on in that Titanic. And them motherfuckers got crushed. We saw the death of affirmative action officially for colleges. We saw an all-time high. By September 19th, the United States had seen more mass killings than it had ever seen in its history. And that was as of this past September 19th. There's since been dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens more. That's right, M. Miller. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This has been a very interesting year. A very interesting year. Year of exposure. Year of us seeing who is who. And let me tell you something for next year. Eight of Hearts here next year, it's going to be even more exposure, but more passionate. A little more violent, too. I said this last year's reading that we're going to have a lot of wars, and look at what it's not just the Ukrainian war now. Now it's the whole Israel-Hamas thing. You got Saudi Arabia that's flexing right now. There's so many countries right now that are flexing that ain't necessarily afraid of America like they used to be. Whole lot of flexing going on. There's going to be some more of that. The Eight of Hearts represents physical confrontation, physical, emotional confrontation. The Seven of Hearts is more passive aggressive. The Eight of Hearts is more aggressive. We're going to do an Eight of Hearts reading probably tomorrow or the next day on the year. Right now, we, for the most part, sticking with what's happening. So I want to see, what are some of you guys' thoughts? Yeah. Who wants a quick read on what's going on for themselves? Call in 323-744-7425. I ain't gonna be on long. I am not gonna be on long. I gotta be out here in the next 20 minutes or so. Because I got a busy as fuck day. Elon Musk he changed the name to X. I still call it Twitter. I told y'all people we love are going to be exposed. Look, Diddy's gotten exposed. It looks like TD Jakes. Did we not talk about people getting exposed last year? A lot of people got exposed. Yeah, Aries, it's time for your yearly read. Inbox me and get a time so we can set up a time. I said, quick read, please. You want 3790? All right, I'll do that. From the super chat. Let's see here. 3790. What's going on for you this year? Oh, you're a three of spades. So how this year's gonna play out for you? This is you're gonna have to confront your indecisiveness, M. Miller. You've had a lot of indecisiveness going on, not being sure of yourself, partially because you have a lot of interesting things going on at the same time. But you have to focus. You have to pick and focus. This Eight of Hearts here for you. Pick one thing. Pick two things to get done. One thing at a time. Narrow it down, M. Miller. Pick one thing. Finish that goal. Then get right on to the second one. And then when you finish those two, move on to what's next. Swear to God. Three of spades. That's a lot of talent right there. But a lot of randomness too. Yeah. That's where you at. Man, this is not going to be a long show today. This is not going to be a long show at all. I got people calling. I got plumbers calling me. I got tenants calling me. I got a lot going on right when I went live. Got all kind of shit going on right now. You say you've been contemplating relocating? All right, let me get an answer for that. Let me do a card pull on you. Relocation. Let's see here. Relocation. What does the card say about relocation for you? I'm doing the shuffle. Cards say, okay, 7 of clubs. So you've been in conflict. You know where you want to move to, but you've been conflicted with yourself. You've been conflicted with yourself. And so follow that first mind. You got a second mind that you got a second and third mind that you're fighting with. Go with that first one. All right, okay. December 31st, 1981. You know, you have the Joker. They say the Joker is the most impossible card to read. But I can read the Joker. You want to know what's in it for you this year? What's going on? Let me do a card pull for you, Joker. December 31st. What do you need to know for the year? You need to know that for you is that how do you pronounce that? Ndu Jams? It's better if y'all hit the Cash App than the Super Chat. The Cash App is better than the Super Chat. Let's see. $ Dewan Brown. I thought I had it up there. $ Dewan Brown. But what you need to know is what's going back to NDU Jams. NTU Jams. 5 of spades is you have a certain there's an ending coming your way. There's something that you Jams is something that it's something that you can sort of feel that you're holding on to right now. That's going past its time, and you got that's something. If you don't let it go, it's gonna come to a sudden end for you. You have an ending coming your way, and it's an ending of some long shit you've been dealing with, or something long standing. But sometimes you be trying to control shit too much, because you're obscenely talented, otherworldly talented. But you holding on to some things that ain't really pushing your shit forward. So either you gonna let that shit go or it's gonna be taken from you. One of those two. Ndu Jams. I don't know if you feel like something's coming to an end, but I don't know if you got that feeling, if you kind of got that feeling already, but it's something that you've been doing for a while, something that you've been holding on to. That 5 of Spades just came out. That told me, okay, there's about to be a restart for you. And that's a good thing, too. It's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, Big Sky Comedy, 9/3, 1986. 09, 03. All right. 8 of Diamonds. And again, y'all, this is readings. All right. This is what we're doing. It's entertainment purposes only, you know, for those of you out there. But you can book a reading at breakthroughcards.com. breakthroughcards.com. But going back to September 3rd, you're 8 of Diamonds. Hey, for you, this is a year for you to really get out there at 8 of Diamonds and really market and push your shit. 9/3, your birthday 9/3. You said Big Sky Comedy. Yeah, 2024. This is your year to put out some projects. Put out some projects, your passion projects. Put your passion projects in front. All right. Put yourself out there this year. 2000, 8 of Hearts. 8 of Hearts here is a good year because, yeah. 8 of Hearts and you're 8 of Diamonds person. Yeah, 8 of Hearts this year. Just make sure what you lead with who you are and your emotion and your energy. This is gonna be a good year for you to use some charisma. All right. Yeah, so okay, I got the Cash App from 5-5. Be a Big Sky. This is the time for you to put your shit out there, brother. Do not be afraid. Matter of fact, not only not be afraid, be aggressive and be assertive with it. All right, birthday 5-5 from the Cash App. Ace of Spades. What's going on for you this year? Let me shuffle these cards up and see what's going on for you this year. Let me pull up these grand solar spreads for you. Okay. Let me pull up this grand solar spread. That's not coming up. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're an Ace of Spades. 5-5. So let me see what comes in the shuffle for you. Ace of Spades. Your card came out. So what that tells me is this, Ben Snow, that you have to. This is somewhat of a spiritual, mystical year for you. This is a card of this is another ending card that's coming your way. You have to let go this year. Your thing at 5-5 birthday. This is the year of you got to let go. There's some illusions going on that's gonna come your way. That's gonna surprise you. It's gonna be some things that's gonna kind of force you to let it go. Cause it's some kind of I see you holding on to something. You gotta let go for you this year. This is a let go year for you. You know, I don't know if that's friendship. I'm getting spiritually is some things that you're holding on to that you know ain't serving, you gotta let that shit go. This nigga said be aggressive like TD Jakes. Nah, black man, don't be aggressive like TD Jakes. Don't listen to my chat room's advice. Them niggas ain't shit. All right. Birthday 7-7. This 8 of hearts here for you. What this means for you is you need to avoid this is gonna be a year for you because you 329, you like to argue, and you can argue with people. You can argue motherfuckers down. If you feel people ain't being 100 with you, you can get real direct with them. This is gonna be it's gonna be a year where you're gonna be I feel a lot of passion this year about the things that you care about. Watch what you say to people. 329. Watch what you say to people. Because you might be saying you might even when you right, you could be wrong. This is going to be a very sensitive, touchy year for you. And this is overall for y'all. 8 of Hearts here is going to be a touchy year for a lot of people. You're going to see a lot of fights, a lot of conflicts this year because people just couldn't mind their own goddamn business. But this year, oh my God. This is a year. This has been a year. This is a year that you guys just need to know. This is the year you guys just need to know that you have all the things that you need. But this will be a passionate year. You're going to see a lot of people get exposed, but you're also going to see a lot of people be broken because a lot of people who are being exposed are going to mean a lot to a lot of people. All right. I'm getting kind of done. I'm gonna probably today. I got a busy ass fucking day today, so I'll be with you guys tomorrow here on YouTube. We're gonna do some more stuff. I'll probably do some stuff catching up with what's going on in the news, and then later on this week we're gonna do a prediction show for next year. All right. But yeah, I got a fuck ton to get done today. I can't sit around any longer. Y'all make sure y'all have a good one. Do I have any more cash apps? No more cash apps. Those are all answered. All right, cool. If you want to get your reading book, I do my Monday mini readings, $50 for a mini reading. If Monday's not a good day for you, then email me. We can do a day other than Monday for the mini readings. Also, if your first time reading, type in the product code first for an hour reading, you get 15% off. Or if it's around the time of your birthday, or it's the beginning of the year. So this time, you should all be getting your readings this time of year to really understand and how to navigate through the pitfalls that are coming your way and how to capitalize on the beacons of hope coming your way. All right. So I want y'all to remember this. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. My name is Dewan. I'm out.